Hi there, all my fellow YouTubians. Hope you're doing well and having a kick-ass day and succeeding in day-to-day world activities. And destroy the aliens. We must, before they get inside to a human body. Suggest. Anywho, so on with the show. One of the reasons why I didn't play golf today was because I had work on, and not only that, big surprise for you, we're all going on a holiday again into a new location, and without further ado, hopefully all the recordings go well when I get over there for various bits and pieces. I have seen strangers, so fingers crossed that we can get all this work done. So if you don't hear from me in 2 to 3 weeks or 4 weeks, that's the reason why we're off travelling to New Zealand, and we'll bring footage to you then, hopefully, if all goes according to plan and there are no real stuff-ups and anything like that. So that's one of the big announcements, is that we're going away to New Zealand. So we'll give all the family that watches the show, which we know that there are now. So yeah, we're off to New Zealand. That's the surprise. I don't want to hear any bitching or moaning or whining. If you feel as if that's your path, I'm going to hit you in the back of the head. That's for the family only, but for the rest of you guys, rock on good, and shout out to the Melbourne family. They're kicking ass, they're succeeding in day-to-day life. I even know that my little cousin's been asked to come into the kitchen with her work to begin work as a chef or a cook. I think it's a fantastic way and a fantastic opportunity. Without any further ado, let's get on with the petitions, and I'll start off with her. Kayla, I can see very, very shortly that she's going to be offered a 3-year apprenticeship in cooking. So fingers crossed, and hopefully she continues to work well and keep on succeeding in that area and that field of expertise. Alright. How does he know that? Fun. Missed you. Oh, I have. Further ado, today's topic is going to be spiritual talk. Now we are fighting these entities like expect you will. The funny thing is, to all those people that are watching, they only attract themselves to humans. They never attract themselves to Mother Nature. So in a way, I'm looking to hit Mother Nature and sort of work as to become one with abundance with Mother Nature. Not only will that will help my field, it will take some deep meditation for me to become one with Mother Nature, so I can get into Mother Nature and start working on putting these entities where they need to go and finding them homes and various bits and pieces, and virtually sending them back to once they first came from. If they haven't got a place to go to, then maybe the archangels need to step in and find them a new place or a new home, blah blah. I'm sure the archangels have got the capabilities to do that, and I wish to get into contact really soon with them to discuss this problem at hand. It's not just here in Gippsland Lakes, the problem is globally. We're well aware of it. We're dealing with that as the situation may fulfill. Do the best you can. These entities may be family members from the past. We don't know that for certain. We're looking into that aspects as well. We are also looking at the possibility of time travel, with these entities being family members that have lived here in the past and have died and have travelled to a new location and a new time and a new place, and connecting with us through alien ways and alien technologies. So it's all modern day science as far as that's concerned. There's no spirituality talk there, so that is debunked. So in saying that, we're looking into do all that. I know the Aboriginals from the Gippsland Lakes are looking into using plant herbs and plant berries and leaves from plants and soil textures and God knows what to try and get the alien part away from the spirits, so we can put these spirits into a certain place. Another thing we're looking at is we know these spirits and things like to be in private sectors where people aren't necessarily allowed to gain knowledge or access to. That's where they like to sort of freaks. We know they're around a lot of churches and things like that. So if you're a priest or if you associate yourself with a church, be fairly, very careful because these things sort of attach to that. We don't understand the reason why. One of our local churches here, the United Church, has got so much power it's not funny, and they're sort of blocking things that should have happened to our local area. We know all about that. If worst comes to worst, I'll just simply getting the authorities to sort that out. Need to do more investigation on that, watching that like an absolute hawk. We know things should have happened that they sort of didn't. Wasn't born yesterday. I see right through that. We're not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing or a timeline or the Matrix or blah blah blah. Not only that, with spiritual talk, if your friends haven't woken up beyond the Matrix, that's okay. I've got some wonderful friends that are still actually in the Matrix and they just don't want to understand about energy and the way how it works and the way how it flows, the way how it contributes out to. Getting back to the aliens just quickly, just keep an eye out them for work, sport, especially love life. Love life, they just hammer you. We know all that. We're taking that on board. It's not just as far as the males are concerned, it's definitely consumed itself onto the females. They'll do things like cast dark shadows, they'll do things like put on that alien energy that I'm talking on about, that what happened in golf, and that's the reason why I wasn't there. The Aboriginals are looking into that to try and find out ways of how to dispatch that, which is very, very disappointing for the people that work their ass off at the golf club. They need our support and we need their support, so it works out into ways rather than other. We know on how hard that they're working. Just do the best you can and try and give us much time, possibility, and give me much time to learn to tap into nature and for me to get rid of that alien DNA energy. And I think that's where it can actually be done, is through nature as we speak. They do rude things like coming in front of the camera, they do things like try and sabotage your YouTube, sabotage your work, sabotage your laughs, and you know these aliens could be so fucking good they can write a report on sabotage and how it's done properly. They can even get in your head at dream state, good or bad. I'm not even sure why the archangels are allowing that, but for some reason they are. We've just had enough. Moving along, the trip to New Zealand should be a huge success. We're kind of hoping. Got a very busy week ahead with the gardening, as you can possibly imagine. Trying to get things all finished and trying to get people relaxed and trying to keep people calm before we go. Shout out to the Lakes Entrance Rotary Club. The dudes, everything there's going very well. Hopefully we can do our first aid certificates very, very shortly. Been chatting to people behind that from the scene, so if you're in the Rotary Club and you think to yourself, oh, this could be helpful for me, maybe I'll get my crew in to do the first aid certificate as well. Very, very handy to have indeed. It changes from time to time, so it's worth sticking tuned. Be careful of the fakes. We know that they're out there. If you're a copper and you're from Lakes Entrance, just give me a buzz. There's a little job I have for you down at Bensdale, down there involving one of these schools. We're sick and tired of these fake accusations. We need the coppers in there to blast them out and to send them to where they need to go, and for the facilities to actually come into Lakes Entrance. And I think that's why the facilities aren't there, because they're being blocked by fakes. So if you say you've got something and you haven't got, well, obviously it's a fake, where the other building may say, well, we really want to bring this in. So hopefully I can get in contact with the cops before I go away to Lakes Entrance to discuss that. It's a bit like telling a female, it's not you, it's me, blah blah. Getting back to the females, guess I was right about Sophie Monk. You guessed it, Darren's psychic prediction, so you might want to go back and check out that video. It was a kick-ass one, and I'll have to be a bitch and say, I told you so. Moving along with spirituality, it does help. Relationships people struggle with, both men and women, with spirituality and growth. Do you lose money from spirituality? Not necessarily, but do be extremely careful on your money and your budget and how much you have in your day-to-day bank account, and know what's best for you and your spirituality growth. If you got a teacher, that's all the more important, so that's fantastic. If you do, we've been putting it out there to try and get a teacher through to Lakes Entrance and various bits and pieces. So if you're a psychic and this and that, we are putting it out there to try and get it through. If you just heard that before, that was the entity that just came through, so we're aware of it, we're dealing with it. So yeah, per se. Just trying to think if there's anything else for this segment. So just spirituality helps you with abundance, it helps you with growth, it helps you understanding energy. You know, it's all good or possible. Can this meditation kill you? The answer to that is no, it can't, but it probably wouldn't surprise me, to say the least. Yes, it can, depending on how much energy and how much meditation you actually do. So yeah, so that's the other thing I've been working on. Just looking at my PlayStation down there, is playing the crap out of Dragon Ball Z Fighters. It's fantastic. The graphics are so good. I'm looking to pick up FIFA Soccer World Cup within the next couple of weeks. I'm looking forward to getting hammered into that. Redwood Redemption 2, I think, has its release status on December the 26th of November, which I can't wait for that. I'm going to be like a kid in a candy store once that day gets released. So that's all well and good as far as the gaming's concerned. I wouldn't mind getting stuck into some Wolfenstein as well. I'm kind of spewing, I didn't pick that up at Christmas, but I might do that at the end of this year, depending on when the new PlayStation 5 and various bits and pieces come out. So that's very interesting in itself. For the females down there, I heard what's going on in some of the businesses with this baby boomer, with what Gillian Gillard had done. I agree with you 110% that it's wrong, it's cruel, it's mean, it's outrageous, it's hard, it's hard on the people that don't have kids when you a mum and various bits and pieces like that. I get it, I am on your side 110%. If you're Michael Turnbull and you're watching this show, I'd love to meet you at some point, and please get rid of that baby bonus. It's driving us insane. Well, you can argue on that if you're a single mom. I do this, I do that, blah, blah, blah. It goes in one year, it goes out the other, blah, blah, blah. The disability pension is really, really debatable. Still doing more research on that. I haven't got opinion on that at this stage, but I will have in the near future. I may even do a show on that itself. When we get back from the holiday and I've uploaded all these videos, we'll have a talk about sports management and how sports management can be very, very efficient in day-to-day life. Sports management is important because without sporting clubs there can't be any reconciliation. There would be no point into having a weekend. So we'll have a discussion about sports management and how to get more client base and how to make more money and how to make the buck and how to make proper facilities and how to make a win-win. Isn't that a great idea? I just thought of something just out of the field too, and oh yeah, that'd be nice. I'm just thinking of buildings and their proper locations and various bits and pieces in my head. I don't want to kill you, but I might. Just speaking to this entity. So, yeah, a shout out to all the females out there. Hope you're going okay. If you need anything, just write in the comments below. By the way, when we start getting donations and anything from that, I would like to set up a thing with our local Rotary Club where all the donations will go to them instead of me. So if you're not down with that, I've got 2 words for you. So guess where I'm going with that. Anywho, so that's it for this segment. Big shout out to the Melbourne family. I hope you're kicking ass. As far as the other side's concerned, you better step out of line, motherfucker. If you step out of line, I'm coming over there and I'm getting my shiny little bit and I'm going to shove it right up Batista. So with that first said, I hope you're having a great day and I look forward to speaking with you guys shortly.